This story begins in a cozy home that just got a lot cozier. 5 kittens arrived a week ago and are getting their first look at the world. These cuddly guys are something special. They're called Toygers because they're wearing stripes like a tiger. The breed was developed in the 1980s to raise awareness for endangered tigers. But Toygers don't actually carry tiger genes. They're a cross between a standard Bengal tabby and a domestic shorthair tabby, with tiger-like results. This elegant striped cat is Silk Ribbons, or Silky for short. Silky's a first-time mother, so she prowls her house, keeping one eye out for danger, and the other on her 5 new kittens. The smallest of them all is Sparky, and right now, he's the loudest. Maybe it's because he hasn't opened his eyes yet, putting him at a distinct disadvantage when it's time for lunch. Seems like Sparky is the last to do everything. He may be on a different schedule, but he gets where he needs to go. Eventually. The most wide-eyed and alert little Toyger is Tanya. When Mom steps out for a break, it's Tanya's turn to speak up. Because you never know what could be lurking. Looks like the kittens have company. Jaeger, the family's German shepherd, has been dying to get a look at his new housemates. They seem nice enough. But his little housemates aren't so sure about him. Especially Tanya. Jaeger may be the biggest guy in the room. But it looks like he's also the biggest scaredy cat. Far from the Toyger wilds lives a noble queen of a cat. A British Shorthair named Foxy Roxy, or Roxy for short. British Shorthairs are the most popular purebred cat in England, where they were introduced in 1871 at the first cat show on record. They come in a variety of colors. But the classic British Shorthair is blue-gray with golden eyes, peeping out of a wide, broad face. British Shorthairs are known for being fearless, and they tend to take charge. Like Roxy, who for the past 2 years has been in charge of greeting patients at this cat clinic. Her calm demeanor helps to put nervous patients at ease. Roxy loves her job, but these days, she's on maternity leave, tending to her 5 new kittens. The biggest one is Moose, who looks just like Mom and does his best to get all of her attention. His creamy tan brother is Clive, whose eyes are just opening today. But he's ready to take in the sights. The big sister of the bunch is a white kitten named Pippa, with her furry gray beret. One day, one of these kittens will grow up to work alongside Mom at the clinic. But right now, Roxy's main job is to care for her new brood. Even with tiny kittens, things can get dodgy when little Brits are hungry. Greedy gray moose throws his weight around, but Pippa gives him a taste of his own medicine. Big Mama's boy Moose turns to Roxy for comfort, and she delivers kisses that only a mom can. Moose will have to toughen up a bit if he wants to work at the vet's someday. Maybe take charge Pippa, or her little brother Clive has got the right stuff to follow in Mom's footsteps. But for right now, Roxy just wants happy, healthy kittens. From the looks of things, she's got them. Out in the country, in a big, beautiful house, lives a big, beautiful cat. She's a ragamuffin named Kira Lee. Ragamuffins descend from the breed called Ragdolls, and are also thought to have some Persian, Birman, and Angora genes mixed in, which explains why their long, full coats come in many shades and patterns. But ragamuffins are best known for their relaxed, docile demeanor. In fact, they're so relaxed that, unlike most cats, they're not fans of climbing. They prefer to lay low on the floor, or even better, flop down in a lap, like Mom Kira Lee, who loves a good scratch. But Kira Lee's a little too busy these days to just sit around. She's got 3 boys and 1 lighter, brighter-coated girl to tend to. As the only girl, Brandy gets extra special attention from Mom. The boys don't seem to mind, but then again, at 5 days old, they haven't opened their eyes yet. Otto is the smallest of the bunch, so he can't afford to miss a meal. He may be the smallest, but he's the most determined to find his way to dinner. Luckily, Mom's got enough attention to go around. A loving nudge from above, and Otto finds his way. So while his siblings sleep off lunch, Otto dives into a delicious feast for one. In a small-town neighborhood lives a cat who descended from the frozen wilderness of northern Russia, the Siberian. Salomea and man of the house Maxim proudly wear their long white coats, which once protected the breed from harsh mountain winters. But in this house, Salomea is warm and cozy with her brand new family. An average Siberian litter is 4 kittens, so Salomea's got her paws full with 6. But there's more to the story in this litter. In case anyone was wondering, Siberians are supposed to look like their parents, and Maxim was supposed to be their dad. But these little guys look an awful lot like the handsome cat next door. Oops. Siberian tomcats are known to help raise their offspring, an unusual trait in the feline world. Hopefully, Maxim will warm up to these little surprises, because with 6 kittens, Salomea could use the help. This is Mittens, and she just can't seem to get comfortable. And her fussing stirs the rest of the pile. Solomea's got a plan to calm her noisy box of crying kittens. Time for a new nest somewhere more cozy and private. Kittens instinctively relax when their moms carry them. It's called scruffing. Some rides are smoother than others. Mittens finally has the space she's been looking for, but she's not getting out of this family trip. At first, the change of scenery doesn't settle down Mittens. But she finally cools it before Mom decides to relocate again. Meet one of the most popular cats in the world, the Persian. Long-haired and gorgeous, they are feline royalty. But even aristocrats have humble beginnings. This is truly elegant. Yep, that's her name. She's 8 weeks pregnant, and today's the big day. At 5 years old, Truly's a champion show cat who has won oodles of Best in Show awards in her illustrious career. She's already produced 3 prize-winning litters. She's a posh and perfectly pedigreed Persian, and she knows it. But wait a second. A sharp kick means that her labor has begun. She'll need to find a comfortable place to get to work. The first to arrive is a little boy named Reginald. Soon, Reginald is joined by 3 little sisters. Truly relaxes with her 4 newborns because the hard work is over. But Truly is in for a surprise. In the heart of suburbia, a new mom named Sierra is busy with her 6-day-old brood of Maine Coon kittens. Maine Coons are one of the oldest and largest breeds of domestic cats. It's said the Maine Coon came to the United States over 200 years ago by way of ships from France. Maybe their seafaring roots are the reason they love water. After their arrival, they continued to evolve on their own in the forests of Maine. Their thick coats and oversized paws help them survive snowy winters. At more than 25 pounds, adult Maine Coons are giants among cats. But the kittens are only about 6 ounces each. If these little guys want to be imposing figures like Mom, they have to eat at least a quarter of their body weight per day. This orange fellow is Dante, and he's taking a little longer to get the hang of, well, everything. To Dante, finding a feeding spot is like finding a needle in a dark, furry haystack. No food over there, or there. Dante doesn't know what's up and what's down. But he's doing his best. Orange cats are 4 times more likely to be male cats, and a sleepy Dante is 4 times more likely to be adorable. Unlike Dante, dark and lovely Lulu doesn't mess around. She finds her feeding spot right away. Lulu doesn't know she's a small fry, or maybe she doesn't care. If Lulu wants, say, a kiss from Mom, Lulu goes and gets it. After Dante worked so hard to get his spot at the table decides dinner's over. A giant breed doesn't just mean big eaters. It means giant nappers, too. Coming up, the Persian kittens get their first taste of showcat life. And the little Maine Coons meet someone special for the very first time. In an old stone house in the country lives a litter of Russian blue kittens born just 8 days ago. These 3 boys and 2 girls are descended from a long and distinguished line of Russian royalty. Regal Russian blues are named for their shimmering silver blue coats. The breed's history is quite mysterious. Legend says Russian blues descended from the royal cats of the Russian czars in the 1800s. But this litter of 5 descended from proud house cat Katyana. It's her 3rd litter, so she's a pro. And it's a good thing, because their father, Stoli, isn't exactly the most hands-on dad. He prefers to curl up and stay cool in his secret hiding place, alone. While Katyana finds herself in a far more crowded spot. The kittens are still learning their table manners. And Mom knows to grab a nap when she can. This little guy is Sputnik. Like the rest of his brothers and sisters, he still hasn't opened his eyes and relies on his nose to guide him. Rather than fight the crowd, he looks for a side route. But some roads are less traveled for a reason. Unlike his brother Sputnik, Cosmo here is happy to take it easy, though he sometimes gets a little stepped on. After the meal, it's time for a weigh-in. But 7-ounce Sputnik isn't a fan of the cold, hard scale. And Mom Katyana isn't a fan of crying kittens. Sputnik's brother Cosmo is up next. He doesn't like it either. And Katyana's had enough of this manhandling. In the coming weeks, Katyana's kittens will have all kinds of adventures. But for now, the only place they need to be is with Mom. Not far away, a different tale is unfolding at a house which doubles as a rescue sanctuary for animals in need. The orphaned or injured residents are rehabilitated before they're released back into the wild. From raccoons to foxes, squirrels to skunks, This wild manor welcomes and cares for all kinds of critters, including a guard turkey who keeps watch over the front yard. While inside, it's Cinta the German Shepherd who keeps watch. Cinta is sort of a den mother to a very busy den. Since this is her permanent home, it's her job to welcome and look after all of the residents who pass through. Today, some tiny new kittens arrive. This teeny trio was found with no mom in sight. Since they're too young to go to a regular animal shelter, they'll stay here until they get a bit bigger. Among this pile of black kittens is one little tuxedo named Oreo. Tuxedos aren't an actual breed. The name refers to domestic short-hair cats with a black and white coat pattern that looks a lot like formal wear. It was a tuxedo who inspired the poet T.S. Eliot to write a famous book that became a musical about cats. Oreo is the smallest of the bunch, but he's got a pretty big voice. He's hungry for dinner, and he's not shy about asking for it. With no mom to feed them, the kittens get nutritious formula in a bottle. Blended and warmed to order. At this age, most kittens nurse constantly, so these little guys get bottle fed about 6 times a day. Oreo tries to drink every last drop. But when you're this tiny, every task is a challenge, especially when there's no mom to guide you. But little Oreo seems to have landed in good hands. It's been an exhausting day, and with a full tummy, the tiny tuxedo can finally get some sleep. A few miles away in the heart of suburbia, a very protective new mom named Freckles watches over her 7-day-old kittens. Freckles is an Ocicat, a crossbreed of Siamese and Abyssinians, which unexpectedly produced speckled kittens. Ossicats were first bred in the 1960s and are named for their resemblance to ocelot wildcats. Though they're wild in appearance, they're 100% domestic. But that doesn't stop Freckles from fiercely guarding her little ones, like a wildcat would in the jungle. It's lunchtime for the kittens. But before Freckles can relax and feed them, she scopes out the surroundings to make sure no danger is lurking. Freckles' kittens arrived wearing a variety of coats. While 4 have classic chocolate coats, this little boy named Leo was born with a rare light-colored coat known as lavender. This guy next to him is Rex, who's got a more typical chocolate coat. But there's something extra special about Rex. He's the first one to open his eyes. But keeping them open is another matter. After scoping the perimeter, Mom finally decides the coast is clear. The kittens have worked up quite an appetite, but on the way to the table, Rex encounters a squirmy roadblock named Leo. But Rex isn't a quitter, and the determined little kitten soldiers on. And there's a delicious reward at the end of this fuzzy, squirming obstacle course. This story begins in the heart of suburbia, where a tabby cat named Muffy is taking in the view from her favorite perch. Muffy is a free spirit with a passion for climbing in her backyard. But lately, she's spending a lot more time with her feet on the ground. 9 days ago, she gave birth to 4 adorable kittens. 2 girls and 2 boys. 3 of the kittens have classic striped tabby coats like Mom, while one little girl named Paws seems to have traded her stripes for socks. Tabby is the most common pattern among cats and includes stripes, dots, or swirls. Though there are many varieties of tabby coats, if you look closely, they have one secret trait in common: the letter M on their foreheads. Legend has it that the M stands for Mao, the ancient Egyptian word for cat. This little M is Max. He was the firstborn, the first to open his eyes, and as of this moment, the first to venture out of his bed. Mom Muffy doesn't let him get too far. But as long as he's within reach, she lets him enjoy the new surroundings. While his siblings are quite content inside their bed, Max is enjoying his first look at the world outside of it. After all, his eyes are open now and there's plenty to see. But when lunch is served to everyone else, Max suddenly finds himself hungry to get back. Though as soon as he's refueled, Max is at it again. That is, until Mom decides that Max has explored enough for today. A few streets away, another furry foursome has just made their way into the world. It's a litter of exotic shorthair kittens, born just 1 week ago. This is their mom, Lala, a pampered family pet who leads a cushy life. Her flat face leaves her pink tongue out and ready to lap up decadent treats like human baby food. Exotic shorthairs get their round, flat facial structure from their Persian ancestors, and their coat texture from the American shorthair side. Though their fur is shorter than their Persian cousins, it still requires maintenance. And Lala works hard to keep her 4 little ones' exotic coats silky and glamorous. Soaking up the primping and the attention is little girl Mia, while her sister Sasha is more interested in taking care of her belly than her coat. When Lala's foursome is all fed and groomed, the elegant mom can finally tend to her own glamour. She's not about to let her looks go just because she's a mom. But her beloved daily grooming session is interrupted just when the grooming was getting good. It's Lala's little boy, Ozzy, and he seems to have a few complaints. She's an experienced mom, so Lala knows he can't be that hungry. And her coat just needs a few finishing touches. But the sound of her little one crying is impossible to ignore, and Lala cuts her appointment short. Because as much as she loves her beauty time, she loves time with her little ones even more. A few miles away, a very different kitten story is unfolding in a dog grooming salon, where a canine clientele gets pampered from head to tail. It's also home to a calico cat named Peaches, a former stray who now helps watch over the shop. Peaches loves everyone who comes into the salon. She greets customers at the reception desk and performs quality control in the back room. Peaches pays close attention to all the latest styling trends, but sticks to the classic techniques when it comes to grooming herself. A sandpaper tongue always gets the job done. When Peaches isn't watching over the salon, she's watching over something even more special, her week-old triplets. 2 tiny boys and a precious little girl, all kept safely tucked away in the corner. Mom's calico coloring has produced a diverse trio. This tan-colored fellow is Zach. The biggest of the bunch, he's almost twice the size of his dark gray brother, Milo. And then there's only girl Callie, named for her perfectly blended calico coat, just like Mom's. Calicos aren't an actual breed. The name refers to their tricolored fur pattern. In some calicos, the black, orange, and white colors are more vibrant, and in others, like Peaches, they're more subdued. In cats, determination of certain coat colors is linked to the X chromosome. And since females have 2 X chromosomes, calicos are almost always female. Calicos are often said to be confident and strong-willed, which may explain why Peaches is so at ease with the canine customers. And it seems 7-day-old Callie is showing her first signs of that confident calico spirit as well. Though she can't see or hear yet, she's ready to face the world. However steep the drop into it may be. Just as Callie gets her footing, Mom's back to check up on her brood. Peaches knows that Callie won't get too far on her wobbly legs, but her partner at the salon is a bit more cautious. Even a confident mom like Peaches feels best when her kittens are safely back in their bed. Because no matter how much spirit her little ones may have, they're not quite ready for the dog-eat-dog world just yet. Coming up, little Sasha has some trouble finding her voice. These busy furballs were born only 4 days ago. They're a litter of Ragdoll kittens. A breed so warm and trusting they melt into a person's arms or lap like a ragdoll. These 5 warm kittens belong to proud mom, Ruffian. Their eyes are still closed, and they can't hear yet, so their noses guide them to priority number 1, dinner. But this little scrapper named Snowball wonders about the world beyond the dinner table. She's ready to explore. Or at least to try. That'll be a lot easier when she can actually walk, which won't happen for another week. Cozy in their nest, there's something the kittens don't know yet. They have a housemate. It's Maury, the family's German Shepherd, who's dying to know what's in the basket. For now, Ruffian's keeping a close eye on her kittens, and bold Snowball will have to wait to venture out into Maury's world. There's another new mom keeping lookout from her favorite spot. It's Emily, a 3-year-old Burmese. Burmese cats originally roamed the palaces and temples of ancient Burma. The breed has since migrated to the suburbs, and now they're the ones being worshipped. Nimble and full of energy, Burmese cats are natural athletes. Emily won all these awards in feline agility competitions, which are like track and field sports for cats. But she's put her career on hold to raise triplets. Though they're just 3 days old, Emily might have an award winner in the making. He can't even walk yet, but little Midnight is quite the climber. But it's too much, too soon. The runt of the litter is Pepper. She's just half the size of her siblings, so her weight is monitored closely. The cold scale doesn't sit well with Pepper or Mom. Thankfully, she's on hand to straighten things out. After her ordeal on the scale, there's no place the 2-ounce kitten would rather be. Far away, in what feels like another dimension, there lives a very different kind of cute. They are not interplanetary travelers. They are sphinxes. This feline is, in fact, alien, at least in the United States. They were first bred in Canada in 1966 from a cat with a natural mutation. Now, Sphinxes are sought by cat lovers who appreciate their unique brand of beauty. They're named for their resemblance to the Egyptian Sphinx, as seen in Bella, a new mother of 6. The leader of the 6-pack is little pink gremlin. He gets the best spot and eats the most. His brother Prune tries to keep up with Gremlin in the eating department, but it's not going so well. At 7 days old, their pupils are still developing. Since their vision is a bit blurry, they rely on their noses to guide them. But Prune is way off course. How does Gremlin make it seem so easy? No milk there. Getting warmer. Warmer. Ah, finally. Dinner always tastes better when you've worked up an appetite. Back at the Burmese house, the runt of the litter, Pepper, gets a helping hand. Kitten formula doesn't taste as good as Mom's milk, but Emily encourages her tiniest baby to drink up. Hopefully, the extra snack will help her pack on the pounds. When you weigh just 2 ounces, everything is exhausting. Only one thing left to do. Find a warm, cozy spot to get some extra love from Mom. Coming up, Snowball goes on her first big adventure into uncharted terrain. These 5 rambunctious kittens are domestic Shorthairs, the most popular cats in the world. Domestic Shorthair is a fancy way of saying mixed breed. It seems fair to give them a proper name since they make up 95% of the American house cat population. Their story began 10 weeks ago in this Brooklyn, New York brownstone. These house cats don't know it, but they're lucky to have a home at all. This is their mom, Butters, who just 14 days ago was a pregnant stray roaming the back alleys of Brooklyn. Lucky for her, she was found and adopted, and now lives with a menagerie of rescued animals. From rodents to reptiles, this home has them all. It's hard enough being a new mom, but adjusting to all these housemates at the same time is nerve-wracking. So Butters claims this corner as her own. Noodles is the firstborn of the litter and the first to open his eyes. He's already a go-getter, and no obstacle, no matter how big and furry, can keep him away from a good meal. his pushing and shoving wakes the others. And now all the kittens are focused on lunchtime. But street-savvy Butters knows there's a bigger world out there with all sorts of trouble to watch out for. It's hard for this tough cat to turn off her survival instincts. Butters won't let her kittens out of her sight or out of their corner anytime soon. Not far away in quiet suburbia, a different kind of story is unfolding. This mom, Joss Queen, is as exotic as they come. She's a Savannah, a cross between a domestic house cat and a wild African serval. In some cities, Savannahs are not permitted because they're so closely related to wildcats, a trait that makes them excellent natural-born hunters. But right now, all these newborns are hunting for is their mom. Meet Tiger, Cougar, and Cheetah, tiny triplets with some pretty lofty big cat names. The hunt will be easier when their eyes open in a few days. For now, they rely on a good nose and a mighty roar. Tiger, the only boy, is the biggest, but that doesn't mean he's the toughest. Of course, a cold, hard scale is pretty daunting when you weigh just 5 ounces. Cougar and Cheetah are smaller, but definitely not quieter. Tiger's 2 sisters seem to have a lot to say. When it's time to eat, Tiger, on the left, tries to push his way into a prime spot. But his fierce sisters aren't budging without a fight. Maybe it's easier for Tiger just to be a mama's boy. With full bellies, the kittens nod off, while Mom finds a perch to survey her queendom. As night falls, all is well in this suburban jungle. Descended from another corner of the world, northern Russia, is the Siberian. Salomea and man of the house Maxim proudly wear their long white coats, which once protected the breed from harsh mountain winters. But in this house, Salomea is warm and cozy with her brand new family. An average Siberian litter is 4 kittens, so Salomea's got her paws full with 6. But there's more to the story in this litter. In case anyone was wondering, Siberians are supposed to look like their parents. And Maxim was supposed to be their dad. But these little guys look an awful lot like the handsome cat next door. Oops. Siberian tomcats are known to help raise their offspring, an unusual trait in the feline world. Hopefully, Maxim will warm up to these little surprises, because with 6 kittens, Salomea could use the help. This is Mittens, and she just can't seem to get comfortable. And her fussing stirs the rest of the pile. Salomea's got a plan to calm her noisy box of crying kittens. Time for a new nest somewhere more cozy and private. Kittens instinctively relax when their moms carry them. It's called scruffing. Some rides are smoother than others. Mittens finally has the space she's been looking for, but she's not getting out of this family trip. At first, the change of scenery doesn't settle down Mittens. But she finally cools it before Mom decides to relocate again. Coming up, the Savannah's eyes are open and they're on the prowl. Plus, Noodles meets an interesting new friend. The story begins in a leafy suburb where a Birman named Kiss lives. She's just given birth to 3 little kittens. 2 girls and 1 boy, weighing in at just 6 ounces each. Birmans have an ancient history. As companions to priests in Burma, they were the country's sacred cats before winning over the Western world. The secret of the breed's appeal lies in their gorgeous coat. The Birman is a color point cat, which means its light coat is contrasted with darker markings on its face, ears, legs, and tail. Mom Kiss has a chocolate point coat, while the kitten's dad, Phoenix, has a seal point, or dark brown coloring. What's special about color point cats is that the kittens are born nearly all white and grow into their markings. In the weeks ahead, they'll reveal exactly what color point they'll be, whether they'll look like Dad or like Mom. Whatever their color, Kiss is hoping they'll follow her lead as prize-winning show cats. Her twin girls are Dolly and Pom, who are cute enough to look like future beauty queens. As the girls are on the small side and the kittens all look alike, their paws on different feet have been marked with a gentle dye, so their feeding can be kept on track. Though they might all look alike, they already don't act alike. While the sisters snooze, their brother Floyd is on the hunt for lunch. With eyes and ears still closed and legs more wobbling than walking, it's not an easy task. But his rumbling tummy is a good motivator. And soon he's enjoying a relaxing solo lunch. While his snoozing sisters, who are never far apart, are happy to save their energy for looking cute. A few miles away lives another new mom, a domestic shorthair named Cutie. Domestic shorthairs are the most popular cats in America and come in every kind of coat coloring. This new mom has a tortoiseshell coat. Though they don't look like her, Cutie's brand new twins are pretty adorable. They get their tabby coats from handsome dad, King Arthur. 8-day-old Boots with the white paws talks in her sleep, while her brother, Little Bear, just sleeps. They might not have Mom's coloring, but Boots is showing a touch of the famous tortoiseshell personality, known as Tortitude. Tortoiseshells have a reputation for being strong-willed and fiercely independent. So far, Little Bear isn't fierce about anything. He hasn't even opened his eyes yet, unlike Sister Boots. Little Bear does make an effort to try a few steps. But this wobbly kitten chooses the huddle over the hike. This is Cutie's first litter, and though her 2 kittens are less than the average of 4 to 5, having just a pair allows her to get things just right. So when Dad tries to help with bath time, Cutie shows her tortitude and ushers her little ones out of the room. While Mom is giving Little Bear a lift, feisty Boots gets impatient with her driver. What's taking her so long? But Mom soon shows up and resettles her family under a cozy bed, the perfect safe hideout for her precious new family. In a house in the woods not far away, there lives a different kind of cute. These 5 peach fuzz critters are Cornish Rex kittens, born just 4 days ago. The Cornish Rex was a breed developed by accident, resulting from a mutation in Cornwall, England in the 1950s. Their coat is extremely fine, like down. They lack the outer hair layers of other cats. As a result, they're said to have the softest of all cat coats. Cornish Rex come in all colors and patterns. Mom Beanie is all white, while Dad Linus has a red tabby coat. The breed is known for being athletic and playful like a dog, and they use their paws like skillful hands. And Linus loves to clown around. Just because he's a dad, it doesn't mean he'll stop playing like a kitten. Though these 5 Cornish wrecks, 4 girls and 1 boy, can't do much yet, one day they'll have to keep up with the liveliest dad on the block. White-coated Tofu sets off away from the gang of 4 girls. The only boy already feels the need to prove himself and get to the front of the dinner line. Then, when his sisters make it to the meal, he's not too concerned about chivalry. And when Tofu's had his fill, he puts himself at the head of the table. His red tabby sister Kiki is dining unconventionally. Her coat color is just like her dad Linus, and it looks like she's also inherited his love for acrobatics. Dad Linus can't wait for the day when these kittens can be his playmates. Coming up, Boots meets some amphibious housemates. This country house, which doubles as an animal sanctuary, is home to all manner of creatures, great and small, domestic and wild. From fawns to pigs, goats to skunks. This rescue shelter gives domestic animals a loving home and wild critters rehabilitation before their eventual release. Ruling the roost, of course, at this creature haven are the cats. This cat, Ruby, a recent rescue, has even been treated to her own homey guest room in the barn. Well, she deserves it. She's just given birth to a litter of 4 black and white babes. Little Moo, with only a few black spots, is the whitest kitten. But his manners aren't quite so pristine, particularly when Mom's trying to take a nap. Ruby and her kittens are called cow cats. Cow cats aren't an actual breed. The name refers to domestic short-hair cats with a black and white coat pattern similar to Holstein cattle. But in this rescue home, with its eclectic menagerie, these kittens aren't the only ones wearing black and white. Meet baby skunk Duke. Rescued only days after the kittens were born, loving Mom Ruby took in the oddball orphan as one of her own. But one of Ruby's kittens isn't quite so quick to welcome the newcomer. Moo sniffs competition for Mom's attention. So when Duke seeks Moo out for a warm body to cuddle, Moo makes it more of a scuffle than a snuggle. Luckily, Moo's sister Bessie is more accommodating. And Duke soon finds his spot in the kitten cluster. We're spying a sleeping Moo. He can't help but try for another snuggle. And this time, Moo's not really in a position to turn him away. Behind the clapboard walls of this typical suburban house lives a rather atypical house cat. Because Millie prefers being out of the house, scoping out her backyard territory. And everything she sees in that territory, she counts as hers, even when it's not. Resident Chihuahua Shakes has to constantly keep an eye on this sassy housemate. Millie is a domestic shorthair with a calico coat. As a rescue cat, Millie's background is unknown, but the kink in her tail hints at an adventurous past. Her present just got pretty adventurous too, with a brand new litter of 7 kittens. By the looks of things, their mystery dad didn't look much like Mom Millie. The kittens are a rainbow of 3 orange tabby, 2 black, 1 gray, and 1 tortoiseshell. This is Daisy, who right now seems to have taken a wrong turn en route to lunch. But with Mom's murmurs of encouragement, little Daisy finally makes it to the table. Meanwhile, her red-headed brother Gus isn't content with just any old seat at the feast. This ambitious kitten shoots for a top-table reservation. Chihuahua Shakes is coming to grips with reality. These 7 mini-Millies might soon spell trouble for this peace-loving lapdog. A few miles away, a rural homestead is home to some pretty typical inhabitants. Plus, a much more unusual one. Shillelagh is a Savannah, a breed of cat created in 1986 as a hybrid of a domestic cat and the African serval. Weighing in at up to 30 pounds, and with enough wild genes that it's outlawed in certain U.S. states, the Savannah lives up to its wildcat roots. And Shillelagh's world just got a whole lot wilder and louder. With this tiny troop of roaring jungle cats. 5 roaring cats, to be exact. While Savannahs come in a variety of colors, in this litter there seem to be just 2 shades. The brown-striped tabby of this little boy Zazu, and the silver spots of his siblings, one of which is Sister Nala. Nala is the first of the kittens to open her eyes and take in the big wide world. Or at least half of it. And with that advantage over her pack, she starts to set off on a solo expedition. But a hungry belly soon cut short Nala's adventure. And this wildcat returns to fight with the natives for her spot at the table. As for Brown Brother Zazu, with his eyes still closed, while he can sense all the action nearby, he follows his instinct to sink right off to sleep. As far as Zazu is concerned, the wild side is overrated when there's a warm blanket underfoot.